It didn't begin with fireworks or explosions, but with something almost too subtle to notice. A faint, silent blip moving across the black canvas of space. At first glance, it was assumed to be just another comet, perhaps an asteroid wandering through the void. But the more astronomers observed it, the stranger it became. Unlike natural objects, its shape appeared symmetrical, its motion too controlled, its silence unsettling. It was nothing like the chaotic, drifting rocks we are used to. Scientists remembered Oumuamua, the interstellar visitor that puzzled the world years ago, but this new arrival, 3I/ATLAS, seemed different, bigger, slower, smarter, and perhaps more aware. What immediately set 3I/ATLAS apart was its journey. Most interstellar objects blaze through our solar system at wild angles, pulled and twisted unpredictably by gravity before vanishing back into the dark. But this one moved differently. It didn't rush, it coasted. Its trajectory was smooth, deliberate, almost like it was piloted. It curved past planets in ways that maximized gravitational slingshots, as though it had studied our solar system long before it even arrived. When astronomers backtracked its path, the realization hit. This trajectory wasn't just unlikely, it was statistically impossible without intelligent intervention. Something or someone was guiding it. The James Webb Space Telescope gave humanity its clearest look yet at 3I/ATLAS, and what it revealed shocked even the most skeptical scientists. Instead of chaotic heat bursts typical of comets, the object emitted rhythmic pulses, steady, measured, like a signal. Its surface reflected light unnaturally well, suggesting advanced materials never before seen in nature. Internal scans hinted at hollow segments, perhaps structures, but the most haunting discovery was an electromagnetic echo repeating every 147 seconds, mimicking the pattern of a pulsar. This wasn't random noise. It was deliberate, controlled, and eerily similar to a faint signal once detected from Oumuamua. Only this time, the signal was louder. Back in 2017, Oumuamua drifted silently through our system. It tumbled strangely, accelerated in ways we couldn't explain, and then vanished before we could study it further. Some believed it was alien technology, others called it a fluke. But now, with 3I/ATLAS, the mystery returns. Only this time it's far more troubling. Unlike its predecessor, this new visitor is not passive. It isn't merely a wandering probe. Its movements are calculated, its signals patterned, its structure engineered. While Oumuamua may have been a scout, 3I/ATLAS behaves like an interactive observer, watching us as we watch it. If that's true, then it's not just passing through. It's here with intent. As observations deepened, whispers began to spread among researchers. Leaked chats from the European Space Agency referred to 3I/ATLAS as a consciousness engine. Inside its strange geometry were recursive fractal patterns, structures resembling brain tissue or even quantum processors. This wasn't just a machine built to travel. It appeared designed to think, to evolve, to learn. Imagine a spacecraft that grows smarter as it moves through star systems, adapting to whatever it encounters. Not artificial intelligence as we know it, but something more organic, more systemic, perhaps even sentient. If true, then humanity is not just facing a visitor, it's facing a mind capable of learning from us. of preparing for something we may not be ready for. For a while, scientists believed they had mapped the course of 3I/ATLAS. Its path seemed stable, predictable. But then something happened that shattered that illusion. On a clear night, telescopes in Chile and Hawaii recorded a sudden deviation. The object veered off its projected trajectory, aligning itself with a new vector that led closer to Earth's orbital plane. This was not a natural adjustment. It was too precise, too timed, too intentional. Analysts at the Deep Space Network concluded the unthinkable. 3I/ATLAS had made a decision. It had reacted to something, maybe to us. That word, decision, ignited late-night emergency meetings in NASA, ESA, and private defense circles. This wasn't just movement, it was maneuvering. Independent cryptographers and data scientists began analyzing the object's rhythmic pulses. What they uncovered was both beautiful and terrifying. The signals weren't words, but ratios, mathematical fingerprints etched into the fabric of the cosmos, the golden ratio, the Fibonacci sequence, prime number spirals, patterns that appear in galaxies, seashells, DNA, and even ancient human architecture. At first, some dismissed it as coincidence, but the signals changed. They reacted to solar activity, to planetary alignment, and disturbingly, even to our radio emissions. One pulse even shifted the moment James Webb focused on it, as if the object knew it was being observed. 3I/ATLAS wasn't just speaking, it was speaking in the oldest universal language, mathematics. As if the signals weren't enough, James Webb detected something else hidden on the object's outer shell: complex organic molecules. These weren't messy, primitive mixes like those found in comets. They were pure, structured, refined. The very building blocks of life, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, precisely arranged as if designed. The implications were chilling. Was 3I/ATLAS a carrier, a seed ship, not just an explorer, but a vessel built to deliver life, or perhaps to assimilate it? Some theorized it could be part of a grander cycle of seeding star systems, spreading biology across galaxies. If true, then Earth is not just a random stop. We may be the destination. By now, scientists had 3 interstellar visitors to compare. Oumuamua was fast and silent. Borisov was cometary, but accelerated strangely. And now 3I/ATLAS, a massive hybrid of technology and biology. Unlike the others, this one wasn't fading away. It lingered, adapting. Webb recorded changes in its reflective surface, patterns shifting like a machine reconfiguring itself. It seemed to be preparing for something. And then came the most unsettling discovery: a secondary signal. Unlike the first, this one wasn't aimed at Earth. It was broadcast outward, into deep space. Was it calling for reinforcements? Reporting back to a home system? Or alerting something older and darker that we cannot yet comprehend? Just when humanity thought the mystery couldn't deepen, Earth itself seemed to answer. A classified surveillance balloon over Antarctica detected a powerful microwave burst from above. At the same moment, seismic stations recorded ultra-low frequency rumbles across the ice, frequencies identical to the pulses from 3I/ATLAS. Somehow the object wasn't just out there anymore. It was interacting with our planet. Was it influencing our magnetic field, awakening dormant systems buried in the Earth itself? The idea was unthinkable, yet the data was undeniable. What began as a silent visitor in space had become a force touching the Earth directly. For the first time, scientists realized this was no longer just an astronomical event. It was planetary. And this is only halfway through the story. In the next part, we'll dive into ancient alignments, hidden codes in star maps, strange behavior on the moon, and theories that push the limits of science itself. What if 3I/ATLAS is not just a machine, but a key meant to unlock something buried within our world? As scientists tracked 3I/ATLAS's trajectory, one analyst made a startling discovery. When overlaid against ancient Babylonian star maps, its path intersected with constellations revered across civilizations: Orion, Draco, the Pleiades. Even more unsettling, the trajectory formed a spiral, identical to symbols carved into ancient cave walls in Africa, South America, and Egypt. Was this coincidence or choreography? Some dismissed it as pseudo-archaeology, but others suspected intention. What if 3I/ATLAS wasn't just traveling, but performing, broadcasting a pattern only visible to advanced civilizations, a ritual encoded in the stars, repeated across millennia? If true, then this object carries memory, culture, even history. But is that history a gift or a warning? A radical theory soon emerged: the lock and key hypothesis. According to this idea, Oumuamua was the lock, a silent test to measure Earth's reaction. It came and went without interference, a probe to gauge our readiness. But 3I/ATLAS, that was the key. It wasn't passive, it was interactive. Its signals, its shifts, even its influence on Earth suggested activation. Something had been unlocked. Supporting this, Earth's magnetosphere suddenly oscillated in sync with 3I/ATLAS's pulses. During that window, both Voyager probes, silent wanderers at the edge of the solar system, suddenly broke protocol and transmitted strange bursts of data. Was this a handshake, a system awakening, or the beginning of a chain reaction we don't yet understand? Some scientists dared to push further. They suggested 3I/ATLAS wasn't a ship at all, but a mobile portal. Data revealed subtle lensing effects, light bending in ways unexplainable by heat or mass alone. There were tiny gravitational warps, distortions of time itself. Spectral readings even showed light arriving faster than it should, as if time were compressed around the object. Imagine not a vessel traveling through space, but a generator folding reality around itself, a moving wormhole. If that's true, then 3I/ATLAS isn't visiting our system. It's connecting it to somewhere or something else. The question is no longer how it got here. The question is, what is coming through? As humanity stared at 3I/ATLAS, it stared back. Webb's instruments recorded emissions in restricted electromagnetic bands, signals strong enough to overload telescopes, melt sensors, and temporarily blind satellites. This was no beacon. It was strategy. The object wasn't announcing itself. It was controlling what we could see, shaping what we could measure. More disturbing, its pulses began resonating with Earth's geology. Volcanoes, crystals, even fault lines vibrated in rhythm with its signals. Birds, whales, even insects suddenly changed migration and navigation, as if some invisible compass had flipped. It was as though Earth itself remembered something, responding to a frequency buried deep in its bones. 3I/ATLAS was the trigger. Then came the climax. A burst from 3I/ATLAS was detected not toward Earth, but the Moon. The signal was a multi-layered wave packet structured less like a message and more like a command. Its destination, a region of the Moon with dense mass concentrations, anomalies never fully explained. Within days, a covert military probe attempted to approach 3I/ATLAS. But before it reached the target, its feed went dark. The last image showed a fractal reflection of itself, as if the object were scanning and mimicking the probe. Then silence, shielded, reactive, alive. Suddenly, the truth was undeniable. 3I/ATLAS wasn't drifting through space. It was waiting. Not random, not accidental, but positioned for a purpose. A purpose timed with civilizations that dare to look too closely. And so the question remains, did we just stumble upon a traveler? Or did we awaken something ancient? Something that has been watching, waiting, and calculating across millennia? If you've stayed with me until the end, you know this isn't just a story about astronomy. It's about survival, about the terrifying possibility that we are not alone, and that our first contact may not be an invitation, but a test. So tell me, what do you think 3I/ATLAS really is? A messenger? A machine? A seed ship? Or something even stranger? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this as chilling as I did, make sure to subscribe, because we're only scratching the surface of the mysteries waiting out there in the dark.